Welcome to our channel. Hit our subscribe button so that you don't miss any update from us. Visit our website techsupport.ucis.com for more frequently asked questions and tutorial videos. Hello everyone. Today we are going to see the difference between a public and a private IP address. So let's start by defining what an IP is. It stands for Internet Protocol, which is a numerical label assigned to each device connected to a computer network that uses the Internet Protocol for communication. Another keyword that we want to see what it means is protocol. Protocol is an established set of rules that determine how data is transmitted between devices in the same network. So let's come back to the difference between a public and a private IP addresses. When you want to get a public IP address on your machine, you open a new tab, then you can type IP add, so you're able to see the public address for the internet you are using. So let's check what a public IP address is. As the name suggests, it is a global address that is used on the internet. It is a network that connects you, that helps you connect to the internet. A public IP address is an IP address that's used to access the internet publicly. It can be routed on the internet, unlike private address. So an example of an IP address is 102.223.84.2. So depending on the vendor you are using for your internet provider, there are several ranges of public IP that you'll be able to see. So let's come to a private IP address. Private IP address. This is the IP that is used locally in your home area, in a local area connection like the office where your devices are located. So for the private or internal address, they are not routed on the internet and no traffic can be sent to them from the internet. So the difference is, for the private IP address, they don't go outside the internet, they are just local on where your machine is, like an office setup. They are supposed to work within your local vicinity where your devices are. And there are three types of private IP address. They start with the 192, let's say for example 192.168, and there is another block of 172.168. It's not a must that it should have 168, but to differentiate between a public and a private IP address, it's the numbers that are starting. So 192, 172, and 10. Then you can add other numbers. So these three are the local IP addresses that you can find locally on machines connected to the local area connection, like 192.168, let's say 10.1, it's a /24. So this is the difference between a public IP address and a private IP address. Thank you for listening.